Okay, so I think we are live. So, hello everyone, I'm Sanjay Gupta. I welcome you on Sanjay Gupta Tech School. So, as you already know, we are running AI and ML bootcamp. That is, we are doing with the help of Python. So, to learn AI and ML, you need to know Python. So, initially we are learning about Python fundamentals, and for the same, I have Nikita with me. So, welcome Nikita on the platform.
Thank you.
So as you can see, we have total 6 modules in this bootcamp, and right now we are just focusing on the first one, so that you can learn the fundamentals, and then basis on that you will be able to learn about ML and AI. Okay, so with this, let's start learning something new about Python, because in last session few things she explained, and in today's session some new features she will be explaining about Python. Those will be helpful. Okay, if we can go to the next slide. So please like the video if you want to show some gratitude. Okay, we can move forward. Yep, so over to you.
All right. Hi, everyone. This is Nikita again. So today we are going to discuss some more data types that were left that day. So just to brief you that we both come from, we both are into a certain job of ours. So the thing is that we are actually having, this stipulated time of 1 hour where we can have this session probably. So now what happens is there are people who would like to have everything in just a single session, as in, a complete compiled sort of a thing. So that cannot happen. I have to be, very much explanative, and also I have to be, implementative also, because I have to implement the things and then explain them all. And then this is a live session. So you know that it is not possible to have all the data types in a particular single session. Okay, so that's why what we are doing is, like, as much as I can cover, that's what I'm doing into this session. And then probably whatever is left over, I'm going that, or, taking that into the next one. Right. So this is how we are actually performing. So, if you like just have this proper schedule of yours wherein you're following the text and you're following all the presentations that we are sharing with you, and then you are looking at everything, day by day, whatever is happening, and you're implementing that part also at your end. So what you will have a lot of benefit for it. So that's why. So this is just the answer to a couple of comments that we have had, wherein people were suggesting us that we have to complete all the data types into a single session, which is probably not possible, because I am, again, just repeating the thing that I am explaining plus implementing in front of you. So that takes time, and we have to be keeping short, because Sanjay sir is also having the session after this one, and then I'm also having a session after this one. So that's why we have to keep it short and crisp, and so that everybody understands everything, we are like just explaining it in a manner that it goes into your mind straight away. Okay, just to brief that thing. Now let's come on to today's data type that we're going to study. That's going to be dictionary. And we have this as a data structure in the Python, wherein we have studied about list, tuple. So they were all ordered. Now this one, this dictionary data type or data structure, it's not going to be ordered one. So this data structure stores data in a key value pairs. So you must have seen कि list में, tuple में we had index locations, right, for every element that we had. Here we will be having key values for them. Okay, so which can be used to assess the items by a key instead of an index. So we are not going to use index over here. We are going to use a key over here to extract any value from a single dictionary. This is also an unordered collection. You don't have to be ordered in this one at all, since list and tuple were already, like, they are complete for ordered list. So it's not mandatory to have another ordered list for us. So it's dictionary, which is an ordered collection of all the things that you want to have in your program. Then you have that how is it defined, like what is the definition, how am I going to define a dictionary. So this is going to be defined with the help of this curly braces, with each item being a pair in the form of a key. Okay, so you can see that dictionary 1 is what I have defined over here. This is a variable where I have included one value and I have a key of second. So now I'm going to explain it to you how exactly this works over here. As you can see that this is one of the programs that we are going to run over there in the PyCharm. But before that, we also brief you about how and what are we going to do over there. So you can see that we have got a dictionary variable over here, and I have equated it to course name. That's what we are doing, Python and AIML. Then we have a course duration, which is going to be 3 months long, and the course destination is going to be YouTube Live. Right. These are the keys over here which I have, that is course name, course duration, and course destination. So if I have to extract anything from here, what I'm going to do is I am going to extract it here. So I'm going to print the course name, I'm going to print the course duration, and I'm going to print the course destination. Right. And with this, you will see that the output is coming in a manner like this, like Python and AIML is going to be the output of the course name. Then 3 months is going to be the output of the course duration. And then YouTube Live is going to be the output for the course destination. I am emphasizing it because dictionary is absolutely new. Something like this has never been existing into the other programming languages. So that's why I'm explaining this as a program first, and then I'm going to execute it onto my PyCharm IDE, right? So here you can see that I have also extracted the data type of the variable dictionary, and we'll see what is the output. Okay, so let's carry on onto PyCharm, and you can see that all the inputs, be it the key or be it the input in the key, everything has to be in a single quotes. This is very important, and everything has to be separated with the help of a comma. All these things you have to keep in mind. So dictionary is mutable. That means you can make changes after you have created a dictionary. You can make changes into the dictionary, but some things, of course, are not mutable. That is the keys which are already existing. You can't change them, so they are immutable. But yeah, dictionary overall we can say that it is mutable. Then we saw that it is a comma separated, because all the values have to be separated. With what will you separate it? With a comma. If you are not going to put a comma, we will have the error. So you will have the error, encounter. Finally, we have, if you want to extract anything, you will extract with the help of keys and not with the help of index value, because you won't be having any index in the dictionary. So let's just go to the...
One quick question. You are using
Yes.
single quotes. So by chance, if we use double quotes, will it give error or like it will be working?
Now the particular syntax is single quotes only. So
Okay.
now the variations will not probably work. If they work in certain IDE, I'm sure that they are not going to work into certain others. So this syntax that I have given, or the definition that I have given, it particularly works for what we are doing over here.
Okay.
For other things, like it is going to be if you implement it into the Visual Studio, if you go into the other idle, then there is another, whatever platform that you take and put this into, so it is going to be executed. But there could be a possibility that somewhere the double quotes would work, somewhere they might not work. But what I am doing is going to be explainable and executable everywhere.
Okay.
So that's the thing. Yeah. So let's assign the value of dictionary. So I'm going to take a... So you can take any variable, guys. It's up to you. I have
So,
already increased the font
are you
size
sharing-
and dictionary.
Just to
Sorry.
pause. Are you sharing PyCharm screen? Because it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's over here.
Yep. Now it is.
Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah. So we have given this dictionary 1 as a variable, and then I'm going to take the value. So you got to tell me that what kind of brackets should I use? Should I use the curly brackets or should I use the small brackets? You should be very particular about it. So you got to tell me, like, what brackets did we use exactly? Are you all aware of the presentation that I had shown you right now? So what should I use as a bracket? Like, is it a curly or is it a small bracket or a square bracket? What did you actually see there? If I, let's say, take a curly bracket, I'll see if it's working, So we'll take some, okay, I'm going to take dish name. So we'll take dish name as colon, and I'm going to take any dish which is like, let's take a pizza. Okay. And then separated with the help of a comma. Then I'm going to take the venue. Okay. So venue I'm going to take. And with the colon, I'm going to give venue is, let's say, Domino's, or maybe let's take Nerulas. I'm not sponsoring anything over here, of course, but okay. Comma. And then we can say we'll take some specs, that is specifications. So we'll take extra spicy. Yeah, works. These are the 3 things that I've taken. But you have to tell me, am I right? Because I can't see any answers. Do we have any answers, or should I just go on?
Yeah, I think.
Is it correct? Okay. So dictionary I have created, and now I'm going to print the data types. So print the dictionary also, comma, the type of this variable. So everything has to be taken care, the commas, the brackets, the quotes, the variable that we have taken, everything should be same. If anything is mistaken, like, if I do capital D, it is not going to work. And now let's see if it works. So you can see. So dish name is pizza, venue is Nerulas, and specification is extra spicy, and the class is dict class. So this is how it is used. We have the final output as that this belongs to the class dict. Now we'll move ahead to what I was telling you was to extract, if I have to extract anything. So what I told you was, how will we extract? Yeah. So how am I going to extract the value? With the help of a key, right? Isn't it? So I'm going to type the dictionary. So let me just make it a little, yeah. So let me type the word dictionary, and you all can also with me type it. And then what do I have to do now? I will take the dish name, right? So we will take finally the dish name that is going to be the key. This again has to be given into the square brackets. So we write dish name. So I just won't give this space over here. Rather than that, I will give the, yeah, this is better. Now let's see if it works and if it gives me the output. So you can see that it has given me the output, pizza.
So if we want to fetch the particular value, so we can use particular keys for that.
Right. So as we use index for the other list and tuple, here we are using the key name as the, or key as the identifier, or maybe, whatever you want to extract, you have to use that. Easy. So you can in fact run for another key. This is pretty simple. So if I have to just want the specification. Okay. So you can see that it's going to be extra spicy. So yeah, this is this specifications. I mean, this is how you declare the variable, and then you give it all the content, and then you extract the content out of it. And yeah, this is how it works. This was about the dictionary. Though we have still a small note on dictionary. So that's what we are going to discuss after this one. So let's get going. And I think I will share the full desktop. 1 second, I think I have not shared the full desktop for you. Okay. Is it visible?
Yes, now it is visible.
So we have probably done everything over here. If you have any problem, you can comment, anytime we are there to answer. next thing is this one. So we have a quick note on dictionary because it's one of the important data types that you will have to do. So that's a collection of items that are accessed by the key rather than the index. This is one of the specifications. If you have Python in your course at school maybe school also does have it, and then you have in the colleges also. People in the Viva can ask you that, how will you extract any value out of the dictionary? So this is how you do it. You don't do the index thing into the dictionary, and then they'll ask you then exactly how are you going to extract the value? So that's going to be a key through which you're going to extract the value. Then the key is the word you're looking for, and the value is meaning of the word. Okay, so the value that has been given is the meaning of the word. So they'll ask you what exactly is the key. So you have to be very peculiar about it, that this is the thing that you are looking for, and the meaning is just after the colon, that is representative of the meaning of the key. Then you have the curly braces around the entire dictionary. This is going to be very important because our list started from the square brackets. Tuple was having the small brackets. This dictionary comes with the curly brackets and with a colon separating each key from its value and commas dividing the elements. Okay, so key and the values are separated. Then commas are going to separate all the elements altogether. That's what you have been seeing. Then finally, dictionaries are mutable, and meaning of that part that is they're mutable is that they can be changed after they are created. So you can, if I want to make changes to my dictionary, I will input another value that, if my pizza has to be having a jalapeno or not, then I'll put that part as well. So that's going to be the mutability of the dictionary. That's it. Let's go ahead to the next part, which is a set. Now this is again some crisp short content for set. You don't have to be very descriptive about it. So a set is an unordered collection of items. Again, not ordered. This is unordered collection of items. Every set element is unique. No duplicates are allowed in a set. So if I have 100 values that are having 50 same values, then finally we will be having only 50 values because we don't want copy of every element. Okay, so 100 values, and we know 50 are of one type, 50 are of the same type. So we finally in the output will have only 50 values. And this is immutable. That means it cannot be changed. It is again in the curly brackets only. As you can see, this is how a variable is declared and the values are assigned to the variable. This is the assignment operator, and this is a total dissection of whatever you can see on the screen. The set definition has been given to you. Finally, we're going to print the set and then you will have the output. So in set, there is auto removal of duplicate elements. This is one of the major points that you can tell in case if you have any Viva coming up. So set 1, if it is having all these elements, you know what is the output going to be. And if we are going to print the set 1, so we are going to have only 90, 400, 700 and 900 because 700 and 400 are repetitive values. So they are going to be discarded. Only set 1 is going to be printed where 4 values are to be shown: 90, 400, 700 and 900 and nothing else. And if I'm going to print set 1, type set 1, then that's going to be the data type. So it's going to tell you the data type is going to be the set. Let's execute the set also.
So I think it is totally different from others. So I remember like in Apex also we are having this. So in Apex we generally have only 3: set, list, and in dictionary is basically used as map there. We don't have tuple there. I think total 4 you have in Python.
There are a couple of more, but they are pretty little complex. So that's byte array and somewhat like complex. But yeah, what we study basically in fundamentals, that are only 4 or 5. So this was set. So set has to be identified now. So I'm going to declare set 1. That's going to be having values of 30, 40, 70, again 40, again 50, then 30. and just print this set up. So set1 print, if I'm going to print this up, and I have to increase the font size. Works.
So it is room.
So we have only 40, 50, 70 and 30 as the values, because the copied values or the duplicate values are totally discarded by the set.
Right.
Okay. Then if you have to extract the data type, so we'll do set1, comma. Even if I do not put in print set1, okay, that is also fine. I will just put the type of set1. So it's just to maintain a synchronicity in the output. Probably if you will skip this printing the set1, that is also going to work. Okay. You don't have to, it's not a mandatory thing. That's what I'm trying to say. So let's say if I will skip this part, it's not a syntax error at all. So it's going to print the class set, because this is a predefined class. So everything, whatever is predefined, it's going to be existing there and then. Also now, if you want to extend your studies in Python, then the next coming up thing is going to be pandas. From there, you will have a lot of other things to study. So, after this one, probably into the coming up sessions, we'll see the pandas as well. But right now, this is the end to the data types. Okay. So these are all the data types that you have to study for a fundamental study of Python. Of course, not intense. Intermediate to advanced Python is the next thing. But right now, for basic to intermediate level, this is good to go. Now we'll go to the input function and study about the input function. And meanwhile, if you have to ask anything, you can ask. Okay. So the next thing that we are going to study is about the input function. Now, you know that up till now, we were already declaring a variable. We were assigning the values to it. And user was feeling very, separated, because he or she also wanted to contribute into this programming. Now, what they came up is by the input function, they mean that, if you have to include the users also, if you want the input from us, people like us who do not know programming, then what do? You create applications. And applications are to be done by those people who, are wanting to make their work easier for the other businesses. So now comes the task of the input, that is getting the values from the user. Okay, and what does this do? It's going to take any value from you, any value. But whatever value it is going to take, in its processing, it is going to convert it to the string value only. Okay, so for example, if you enter any value, or you say that, print and then input, enter any value. You want it from the user, that's me, Nikita. And I'm going to enter 10 to that part. So it's going to give you the string of 10. It's not going to be the number. It's not going to be the integer, float, decimal, any sort of value. It is only going to be the string sort of value. That's it. That's the probably the, highlights of this input. So this function first takes the input from the user and converts it into the string value. The type of the return object always will be class string. So when I'm going to find out the data type of whatever you have entered, then that will always be the string. Okay. So there comes a question that if it is always going to be the string, that's what's my point, right? If I'm going to enter 10, eventually, why am I going to enter 10 if that has to be a... So for that case, we have typecasting. Typecasting, with the help of typecasting, what do is we take any input from the user, but we also convert it into what the user wants. If the user is wanting to have the operation, or, inside the typecasting, what exactly do is convert all the string values into the other formats. Supposing int you want, float you want, any sort of numbers you want, you can convert them. So that's called typecasting. So it does not evaluate the expression. It just returns the complete statement as string. Right now I'm talking about the input only. The typecasting came in Flow, so I just explained it. So Python provides a built-in function called input, which takes the input from the user. When the input function is called, it stops the program and waits for the user's input. Now you will see when I'm going to execute it, you will see that it is waiting for me to put the input. And it is going to wait for a lifetime. In fact, if I'm not going to put the input, it is going to wait for me for the lifetime. And then what happens is, when the user presses the enter, the program resumes and returns what the user has typed. Okay, so let's see. Let's see this program first. So if we have got A as input, enter the value. If I'm going to print the A, I'll be having an output which you have entered. Okay. Then B, input again. So enter the value 2 and then print whatever you want to do. A minus B, A plus B, A times B. I have, for the sake of convenience, I've taken A plus B. It's up to you, absolutely whatever you want to take. So let's play with the input function. And let me show you the PyCharm ID. Yeah. Okay. Now let's do that. A, we are going to take, so if let's say I am going to take input and I'll say to the user, enter any value. Okay. So the user is going to...
Can we zoom in a little bit?
I am just forgetting zooming in and zooming out every time. I don't know.
No problem.
Yeah. Okay, so we have A is equal to input enter any value. Okay. Let us just run this and see if it works. Okay. Enter any value. It has shown up. So you can see that enter any value. But now, do you think, so if I'm going to write 19 over here, so 19, but it has not shown you. That thing has been output because no output function has been given to the IDE. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to output. So print A is the output. Now you will see, I'll run this one again, and then you can see over here. So I'm going to print, so I have 19. So you can see the output as 19. So if you are taking any input from the user, you don't have to forget that you will also have to do the output. Output has to be majorly done and it has to be run. If you do not do printing, it won't happen. Now, let's say I have something in mind that I'm going to add 10 to it. Is it possible to add 10 to the value A? I mean, if it was a normal 19, I can add 10, right? There's a possibility that we can add 10 to 19. Is that something that I am forgetting? I mean, I say yes, it can happen. What do you suggest? Should it happen?
So here A is working as a variable, right?
Yeah, A is a variable. So you tell now.
So in that case, it should be adding 10 into the variable A, whatever value we are having, or maybe we need to.
Right.
Yeah.
So if it is 19, what do you think should be the output?
29, because that is a number, so it will add. If it is a string, then it will concatenate. In my opinion.
No, but you have to give the final answer for this one. What is the final output for this one? If I'm going to add 10, what is the output?
If you are entering 19 again, it will be 29 or concatenation.
So the first line of the string said, or the first line of input function said that we are going to take the any value, but it is going to convert it to the string value. So input is the one which is converting every value to the string value. So it is not going to add the 10. because 10 is the number, right? So if I'm going to add 19, you will see that there is an error.
Okay.
If I have to add 10 over here, I either have to make it a string, right? So you can see now it has become a string. So now it is going to concatenate. So I'm going to write 19 and you see 1910, right?
Yeah, so
That's
it
how
is now
it's
concatenating.
working.
So every time it will be string. If we want to
Yes,
use that value, we need
yes.
to convert. That's why.
Until you do the typecasting,
Right.
until you do the typecasting, it is going to be the string only.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, for this reason, in my mind, what did I do? I said I am going to convert it to the int value, whatever user is going to give me. So now, I don't need this inverted quotes, and I'm going to write it. So you can see that int input and print a comma 10.
No, a plus 10.
But 1 second, no, brackets are not required. Brackets are not required.
I think one more
Yeah.
bracket you need to use.
Yeah. So I think I made wrong bracket choice. That's why I did not convert. But anyway, this is going to work. So 19 again. And now since input was string but has been converted to the int value, you have 29 as the answer.
Right.
It's working.
So every
Yeah.
time whenever you are using input function, we need to use type conversion. Otherwise, it will be considered as string. Perfect.
Yes. Works, right?
Yep.
So what else was there? Yeah. So now you can probably, let's say another thing that I have to explain you is b is equal to, let's take another value. So I'm going to input another value, that is enter second value, whatever you want. Okay, if you want a spicy pizza, you will have to have the string, right? So now, let's say print a plus b. Okay, so if it is b, I'll take second value and third value. C is equals to input and third. Okay, now this is working fine. And let's say I'm doing B plus C. Now you gathered, or now you just think about this, brainstorm about what is the output going to be. We are taking two inputs from the user. And now you can think of the output. If I'm going to print B plus C, what is the output going to be?
So again, both are strings. So this time I think it will concatenate, no error, because both are of same type.
Yeah, both are string values. So now there will be no error. Now I don't need any inverted quotes because both B and C are string values. Okay, so you can see over here. I'll write 19, which is going to be acting as a string. 19 that was for the first one. Yeah, second value. This output is for the second value. So I did not comment it. So it is still running. This 1929 is the output for the first part. Okay, second part is yet to run now. So now I'm going to write 12 over here. The third value is going to be 13. So now you tell me what is the output. After concatenation, what is the output going to be?
So it should be 1 2 1 3.
Yeah, with gaps or without gaps?
Without gaps.
Okay. Print B plus C. It happened or it did not happen?
It did not. You need to
1
run it
second.
again.
I'll just comment this one.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't run again and again. Because we don't want any interruption. So, yeah, now I'm going to run. So enter the second value. We'll write 29. Then enter third value 44. Enter concatenation.
Right.
Okay, so this is how you can take it. Now we will study full typecasting, and then you will typecast in float, int, and we will also study the eval. Okay, let's go ahead. That's gonna be our final day's work because today's session
Is it done?
more elaborative. Yeah. No, not done. I mean, we still have a lot of things to discuss. Okay. So I've implemented everything from here, right? Okay, I have shown you that why print a plus 20 is going to do the error, going to give you the error because you know that a was the string value and you cannot have a string concatenated with the number. It has to be a string only. So 20 was taken into inverted quotes and then that was added to a and then they concatenate or convert the a into the integer and then add to 20 where 20 is still the integer. Both ways are good to go. So you understood about typecasting and you understood about the input function, which is a predefined function in the Python. So there may be times when you want to specify a type onto a variable. This can be done with the casting. Python is an OOPS programming language, that is object-oriented language. And as a result, it uses the class to define the data types, including the primitive types. So first one is the int conversion. So this constructs an integer number from an integer literal, a float literal, or a string literal, means whatever you give the input, it is going to convert it into the integer value. Then float, it constructs a float number from an integer literal, a float literal, or a string literal. Okay. And then finally, the str, that is a string one, that is going to have a it constructs a string from a wide variety of data types, including the strings, integer literals, and the float literals. So this you can keep in mind. So whatever you are converting from and converting to, everything should be kept in mind. So now we will discuss about this one. And I have to tell you the eval also. I think I have not defined it on the PPT, but it's fine. I'll tell you eval. So for the eval, what you have is, this will take any value which is integer or float. It is going to take any value that is string or other than the number values and then convert them all into either integer or float. So if you are going to add 24 to it, whatever input you take, but you are adding 24 to it and you're putting eval. So then for that reason, you will see that L has been converted into the integer value. If you are converting it into, or maybe you want a floating value, which is 4.5, and if you add it to L, which is pre-existingly a string because this is where you had this input from, and after typecasting with the eval, then it is going to act like a floating point value. So 4.5 added to the L will result in whatever you have entered the value. Okay, and then this is float. Float is going to convert any string value into the floating point. That means 0.00. 0.00. And then when you have int, it is not going to have any decimal number. It's purely integral. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0 also. Yeah. So let's just test them out. And then I'll give you one question. An interesting one, in fact. That's okay. Typecasting. So I'm taking any value. A is equals to input.
Zoom in.
Yeah. Input any value. Again, print I don't need to do, but you should know that I have explained you everything. Now int print let's go. I am going to put, let's say, 3.05. Okay, listen. Yeah, 3.05. So enter. So you can see that have it converted. 1 second. Yeah, sorry. Why is it giving the error? 1 second. We will run this again. 10. And the output is 10. But int was not converting 3.5 to the integer. Okay, fine. So enter any value. So we entered 10, and 10, instead of taking it as a string, it took it as it converted rather that string into the integer. That's why we got a 10. Now we will convert the things into float. Maybe now b is equals to float input, enter second value, all brackets are fine, print b. So now let's see. I'll now give the point value 10 over here, 3.05. Instead of a string, it should take a float, yeah. So string to float is 3.05, string to integer is 10. Okay. Finally, see eval input okay, enter the value of your choice, right? So then I'll say
just
print
put one more closing bracket, line number 7.
So print c plus 30, and I also write print. It's showing indentation error, I guess. Indentation, sorry. Now it's fine. So indentation is also an error, people. C plus 30, and I'll also take C plus 4.5. Okay. And now I'm going to run it. I'll just do the comment for the other ones. Sorry. So now let's see. Enter the value of your choice. I'm taking 40 or 401, in fact, and run. 401, enter. So you can see that 431, which is the output, 401 plus 30 is going to give you 431. And 401 plus 4.5 is going to give you 405.5. That's what eval does. Now, let's say for some reason, I think I have to give any other value, which is a totally different number system, that is binary number system. And now you try if you think eval would take binary as well. Let's see if it takes that one also. What is the binary of 15? So 15 is made up of 8 plus 2 and 1, right? 8 plus 2 and 1 plus 4, all of them. 1, 2, 4 and 8, right? So that's 1, 1, 1, 1, correct? That's going to be 15. 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14 plus 1 is 15. So total, all of them should be 1. So let's see if it is working for that also. So I will write 0b because that's what we used to write in the binary. Okay. Now I will add 30 to 15. You can see the output, not you can see, but you can think that the output could be 45, and we'll see if that works. It's working.
So eval will convert automatically values according to the number that is available in the print statement.
Yeah.
Okay.
So binary to integer, binary to floating, everything. That's one of the interesting highlights of eval.
But if we are not using any print or we are using any normal expression, then also it will work same.
Yeah, so you can just print it like this, print C. I am printing C.
No, like any expression if you are taking, so then also it will be working similarly. So it needs a date, it needs a value. Like if you are writing C here, so what it will be displaying?
It is going to display the output whatever I have taken. So 0B.
So right now, what should be the output? Like it will be display binary or integer?
No, that depends on that actually depends on the number that you have
Okay.
taken. So the addition means
Yeah,
what are you
so-
adding with?
Right. So right now
Yeah.
we are having only one variable that
Hmm.
at that time it will
So
be
it is
saying.
not going to display anything.
Right.
But let's try. In fact, that works or not. No, it's not going to display, of course. Because what is it going to display?
Yeah, we need
That's the
another
thing.
value so that it will be behaving as per that particular
Yeah.
value. Okay. Without
The operation will decide the
yeah type of this
output
value. Right.
of evaluation. Yeah. That's it. So C plus 15 print C plus C minus कर देते हैं 15 minus 12 3 it should be. Okay, anyway, I was just finishing this. So yeah, let's give it a final run. So your binary starts from 0, 1 and 1, 1, 1, 1. 0B 1, 1, 1, 1 and enter. So you can see addition of 15 plus 15 is 30. 15 take away 12 is 3. That's it. So this is done now. Next, we'll see you in the next session. In the presentation also we have finished. So let me just share my.
Okay, so I think
PPT.
all the operators data types are done, and this input function.
Input
type
function and
type.
typecasting is also done.
Okay.
Now we will talk about the conditional operators, the conditional statements, in fact, if and else.
Yeah, conditional statements. Then case is case there in Python? Case loop? No.
Loop is there, for
Loop is
loop,
there.
while loop are there, of course,
Okay.
yes. But not switch and all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
So that's
yeah.
what we're going to discuss. All right. Yeah. Over to you.
Okay, so I think the initial basic concepts part we have completed. Now, conditional statement and looping, they are they have lots of examples available, different syntaxes we have. So I think with this base, you will be able to understand those. And after conditional statements and loop, do we have something more in Python, or like we'll be jumping onto the module 2?
So we have a couple of projects, project in the sense, couple of assignments that we will do.
Okay.
And in fact, we are going to do the assignments with them. That's like, you will be able to actually have a game of snake and ladder sort of. So that's when you actually will have an idea that you have done something, and you will be able to apply into some companies also that you are a capable Python developer. Okay. So at least till that level, that you are clearing a level for which you are going to be ready for a certain job.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I think this is it for today. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with the community. Okay, thank you everyone,
Most
those
welcome.
who joined live and those who will be watching the recording. Thanks to you. Please do follow all the sessions so that you can create a base for Python, and later on you can also understand the concepts, difficult concepts of AI and ML, because those are totally based on Python. Okay, thank you. Bye everyone.